Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on day 22 of our national lockdown for our morning devotion. Today, we start a new series entitled Hope in the Dark. Over the next 11 days, I invite you to journey with us as we navigate through the book of Habakkuk. Habakkuk was a minor prophet, and we find a record of this in the Old Testament. Interestingly, of the 3 chapters of the book, the first 2 are a dialogue between God and the prophet. Today's devotion is entitled, Where Are You, God? Philip Yancey said, Human beings do not readily admit desperation. When they do, the kingdom of heaven draws near. Friends, today we find ourselves in desperate times, and I'm convinced that the kingdom of heaven is certainly drawing near. More than 2,600 years ago, Habakkuk asked many of the same questions people all over the world are still asking today, and especially during this difficult and challenging season. By His grace, God relieved some of Habakkuk's anguish, even as he left other questions unanswered. But on the other side of his doubts, Habakkuk grew into a person with a richer faith, a faith that may not have developed as fully had he not struggled through his doubts. We'll be reading through his story over the next few days, and we'll reflect on our very own doubts as well. Habakkuk chapter 1 verses 1 to 4 says, The prophecy that Habakkuk the prophet received, How long, Lord, must I call for help, but you do not listen? Or cry to you violence, but you do not save? Why do you make me look at injustice? Why do you tolerate wrongdoing? Destruction and violence are before me. There is strife and conflict abounds. Therefore the law is paralyzed, and justice never prevails. The wicked hem in the righteous, so that justice is perverted. Think about it. If you understood everything completely and fully, you wouldn't need faith, would you? Hebrews chapter 11 verses 6 tells us, And without faith it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to Him must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him. Why? Because faith and trust must emerge from love for God. David wrestled with God in Psalms chapter 6 verses 1 to 10 when he said, Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger or discipline me in your wrath. Have mercy on me, Lord, for I am faint. Heal me, Lord, for my bones are in agony. My soul is in deep anguish. How long, Lord? How long? Turn, Lord, and deliver me. Save me because of your unfailing love. Among the dead, no one proclaims your name. Who praises you from the grave? I am worn out from my groaning. All night long I flood my bed with weeping and drench my couch with tears. My eyes grow weak with sorrow. They fail because of all my foes. Away from me, all you who do evil. For the Lord has heard my weeping. The Lord has heard my cry for mercy. The Lord accepts my prayer. All my enemies will be overwhelmed with shame and anguish. They will turn back and suddenly be put to shame. Jesus again reminds us in Matthew chapter 7 verses 7 to 8. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds. And to the one who knocks the door will be opened. In closing, are we willing to ask God honest questions? Are we willing to wrestle? And more importantly, are we willing to listen for God's answer? We sing the song, Waymaker, and I like the latter part which goes like this. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. God bless you, friends, as you lean into God's understanding. It may not make sense right now, but it's undoubtedly the safest place to lean into right now. Remember, ask, wrestle, and listen. God bless.